All right, stop everything because it's actually finally happening. I mean, after years and years of rumors, studio drama, and will they, won't they, the fourth Friday movie is officially a go. Mike Epps just laid it all out, and in this breakdown, we're getting into every single confirmed detail. Let's do this.
For the longest time, this whole thing really just felt like a pipe dream, didn't it? We all knew Ice Cube wanted to make it happen, but there was this massive stalemate with the studio. Well, guess what? That stalemate is officially over. The deal is done, the ink is dry, and Ice Cube is moving forward.
And look, this isn't just another rumor spinning around online. This is a direct quote from the man himself, Day. Mike Epps confirmed that Ice Cube called him personally, told him the deal was closed. So, the most important thing to know is that this is real. It's a signed, sealed, and delivered project. The machine is officially up and running.
Okay, so the movie is confirmed. Big check mark there. But the next question is, who is going to bring this thing to life? And the answer? Well, this is where the story gets really interesting.
So of course you've got the original architects back in the mix. Ice Cube, the guy who created this whole universe, is penning the script. And he's doing it alongside the legendary producer DJ Pooh. I mean, these guys know this world better than anyone on the planet. But they are not alone this time.
For last Friday, they've brought in some serious, heavy artillery. The third person in that writing room is none other than Aaron McGruder. Yes, that Aaron McGruder.
If you're not familiar, let me just say, Magruder's involvement is massive news. If you've ever seen his work on The Boondocks, you know his style is just unapologetically sharp, it's satirical, and it's always on point. Bringing that specific voice into the Friday universe, that tells you this isn't just going to be a nostalgia trip. They're aiming for some high-level comedy that really speaks to today.
You know, Mike Epps himself called this a top-tier writing room. And you can see why, right? Just think about it. You've got Ice Cube's authentic, raw street smarts, blended with Magruder's biting social commentary. Epps called it a dangerous combination, and honestly, that might be the most exciting thing I've heard about this project yet. So, with a killer writing team in place, our attention has to turn to the one question, the elephant in the room that has followed this franchise for over 20 years now.
I mean, you can't talk about Friday without talking about Smokey. It's impossible. Fans have been begging, literally begging, Chris Tucker to come back for decades. And we all know the story, right? He turned down the sequels for personal and religious reasons, and for a long time, it really seemed like a closed case.
But something feels different this time. Now that the deal is officially signed and this thing is real, the cast is starting to publicly call for his return. The whole conversation is kind of shifted from, it's not happening, to, hey, we really need you to come back.
Mike Epps even made this direct public plea to Chris Tucker. In the past, the cast always seemed pretty resigned to him not returning. The fact that they're doing this after the movie got the green light, well, it suggests the door might genuinely be open for him in the script.
So, look, let's be clear. We don't have a confirmation. We probably shouldn't get our hopes all the way up to the moon. But this is, without a doubt, the most optimistic this whole situation has looked in a very, very long time. I mean, even a cameo. Just seeing Craig and Smokey on that porch one last time, that would be iconic.
But last Friday isn't just about looking back. A really key detail that Epps dropped is that this film is being designed to bridge the gap between the OGs and the new school of comedy.
So Epps specifically name-dropped wanting to bring in new talent like DC Youngfly. The vision here is pretty clear. Pair up the veterans, Craig and Day, with a new generation of comedians who bring a totally different vibe and energy to the table.
And if you think about it, this is perfectly in line with what this franchise has always done. Friday has always been a launch pad. It put Chris Tucker on the map, it made Mike Epps a household name, and it gave us the gift of Cat Williams' Money Mike. This move is just continuing that tradition.
So the whole point is that this isn't just about nostalgia. It's about creating new comedy gold from that generational clash. The goal is to pass the torch and to make sure the franchise feels just as fresh and relevant today as the original did way back in '95.
Of course, with all of this exciting news, there is a very bittersweet reality that we have to address. Making a new film means we have to acknowledge the giants who are no longer here with us.
We lost the great John Witherspoon, who played Craig's father, Willie Jones. Pops was, in so many ways, the heart and soul of the entire franchise. He was the source of its wisdom and, man, so much of its humor.
And we also lost Tommy "Timey" Lister Jr., who gave us one of the most iconic neighborhood bullies in the history of cinema, Debo.
His presence was just unforgettable and a massive, massive part of what made that original film work so well.
And this presents a monumental challenge for the writers. I mean, how do you pay tribute to these beloved, absolutely essential characters within the framework of a comedy? Their absence is going to be felt, no question. And honoring their legacy in a meaningful way is going to be absolutely key to this film's success.
So let's just wrap up what we know for sure. The fight with the studio, it's done. The deal for last Friday is officially inked. We've got a dream team of Ice Cube, DJ Pooh, and Aaron Magruder writing the script, and production is on the horizon. It's happening. But that leaves us with the biggest question of all, doesn't it? It's fantastic that the movie is happening, we're all thrilled, but can it truly capture that same magic of Friday without the legendary Pops and the intimidating Debo? What do you all think? Let me know.